at times, we think because we're saved and we're doing so good that we have the right to criticize others. There are times when we think that, we forgot that it was Jesus that brought us out of our mess. There are times when we forget, when we see others struggling, whether it's with lust or whatever it is, we at times think that we're so better than they are. They may be struggling with alcohol. Whatever their struggles may be, at times we may think that we're better. But you see, my brothers and sisters, Jesus laid the foundation, and it's very clear that as Christians, our jobs is not to judge the world. When Paul wrote to the Corinthians and they were messing up in the church, Paul said, I didn't come here to judge the world. God will judge the world. But I came here to tell the church how they're acting. My brothers and sisters, we're not here to judge the world. What we're here to do is put our arms around the world, because we already understand that the world is sick. They're dying. They need to live. And they need to reach that bread of life. In Ecclesiastic chapter 7, verses 16 through 17. In Ecclesiastic chapter 7, verses 16 through 17. You see, my brothers and sisters, at times we get overly righteous and forget that God is the one who brought us out of our mess. It says in Ecclesiastic chapter 7, verses 16 through 17, do not be overly righteous. My God, it says, do not be overly righteous. You see, my brothers and sisters, at times we get so righteous, so heavenly righteous. It says, don't be overly righteous, nor be overly wise. Why should you destroy yourself? You see, my brothers and sisters, when we get to a point when we think that we're so righteous that we could die for our own sins, we're hurting ourselves, and we're also bypassing what God told us to do. Again, he says, don't be overly righteous, nor be overly wise. Why should you destroy yourself? Do not be overly wicked, nor be foolish. Why should you die before your time? You see, my brothers and sisters, God is telling us through His word that we must remember those that are not saved. We must remember we never should be so high-minded that God has nothing or can't do anything with us. Because you see, my brothers and sisters, in Ephesians chapter 2, verses 1 through 6, you got to remember that it is God that saved you, and there's nothing that you did on your own that counted towards righteousness. In Ephesians chapter 2, verses 1 through 6. And it says, and you He made alive. In other words, my brothers and sisters, we were dead at one point. Somebody prayed for us. And it says, and you He made alive, who were dead in trespasses and sin. I don't know about you, my brothers and sisters. They said confession is good for the soul, but it's bad for the reputation. But I could tell you this, that it was God who saved me. It was God who turned me around, because I was a mess. I was a downright mess. But God counted, my God, it was God through His Son Jesus Christ who died on Calvary for my sins, who said that I'm not going to blot out this sin with the blood, which is the bleach of life. It says, and you He made alive. In other words, I was dead. I was dead in my sins. It says, who you were dead in trespass and sin, in which you once walked according to the course of this world. In other words, my brothers and sisters, I was a dirty dog. I was a low-down dirty dog, but God saved me. He saved me from the guttermost to the uttermost. He saved me not because I was so good, but not because I walked so nice, not because of my looks, not because of my name, but God saved me because of the mercy that is new every day. And it says, in which you once walked according to the course of this world, according to the prince of the power of the air, the spirit